Y'all, we got a lot to discuss. I know this is gonna make some of y'all mad, but Payday 3, at its core, is a fantastic game. Hell, there are a lot of things that I take back from my initial video about the game only because I've had more time with it. However, there are some glaring issues with the game that we need to talk about alongside the amount of ridicule this game has received since its launch. So let's put on the mask and grab our duffel bags as we revisit Payday 3. And be sure to sub to the channel if you enjoy what you see today. Okay, let's continue. Before we start tearing this game a new asshole, let me go ahead and praise it for what it does well. Like I had mentioned at the start of the video, there are some things that I can take back about what I said, including the movement. I didn't really think I was gonna like it, but now I actually enjoy it. Sure, it's not Payday 2's crackhead movement, but it's still pretty fun. I'm also a fan of how you can seemingly bring whatever into a heist and the guards just don't really care. Hell, you can break a camera and they'll just think it's another day at the office. There aren't a lot of maps, but I think they're all relatively done well, and when I wrote the script, I put in nightclub, but I'm taking that shit out and replacing it with the art gallery. Yeah, that one is atrocious. I love the customization as well for right now. Being able to pick the color and pattern without needing to choose one of 3 cards is amazing. I still wish that system could come back though. Maybe Starbreeze can incorporate C-Stack with it or something. Like you're able to spend a certain amount of C-Stack and then choose one of 3 cards to unlock whatever. Stealthing feels really good, really enjoyable, and really intense at times. More so now since with the guards having better eyesight, these bastards can see you from miles away. Even if you hide behind a box and it has a slide opening, they will see you through the opening. There are some other things I can compliment, like the new safe cracking mechanic, but I know y'all are here to figure out what Payday 3 can do better. So, here we go. First things first, and the most obvious, please add an offline mode. Why an offline mode? Well, for starters, your damn server room won't be looking like this hours after the game launches. Also, so we don't have to rely on the servers to play either solo or with friends. Seriously, getting a 150 or even 200 plus ping in a private lobby is a bit ridiculous. Second, the way you get infamy in this game. Change it. The infamy system reminds me so much of Halo's battle pass system where you had to complete challenges to progress in the battle pass. The infamy system is the same way, and I think this is the most moronic shit anyone can do in a game that focuses on progression. Just bring in the infamy system from Payday 2. Speaking of which, the third thing that I had is bringing back features that we loved in Payday 2. One of the most obvious things for me is going to be CrimeNet. There's just something about seeing other heisters about to do things the ATF wishes they could do that makes me feel like I'm in an underground network of criminals. It's a good feeling for sure. Another thing would be a contract browser once there's more heist in the game. Having to scroll past the cinematics is a tad bit annoying, and what I'm hoping for is once we receive more heists, a browser list will be made. One thing I think would be dope is VR capability. I know I'm speaking to maybe 1% of the player base that plays Payday in VR, but for those that have, it's easily one of the best experiences you can have. Stealth heist feels significantly more intense. Loud heist with the perfect loadout and build make you feel more powerful than a CEO who doesn't abide by his own rules. And with the game running on Unreal Engine this time, VR support would be a total game changer and a lot better than Payday 2's. Fourth, make creating a Nebula account optional. I literally couldn't even play the game for a solid 15 or 20 minutes while typing the script because I got a Nebula data error. Safe to say, if the servers aren't shitting the bed, it's Nebula, and if it's them, you can't even get into the game. Fifth, give us back the skill tree. Listen, I appreciate the efforts I got put into the current skill set, okay? But it's just not hitting for me. When looking at Payday 2's, it's so damn nice. You can customize it to fit your play style. And I know that's kind of a cliche saying, but look how many options you have. I know that you unlock more skill points over time so you can acquire more skills in Payday 3, but it's just not as solid as Payday 2's skill tree. I think that's about it aside from a UI update, optimization, and etc, but those are things that can be touched on later. All in all, it isn't going to take much to make this game turn into something people aren't pissing all over. It's just gonna take a little bit more effort, but that's really about it. Now that we're done with that, I want to talk about how diverse the community is when it comes to Payday 3. While a lot of us like myself understand that there are things missing but plan to look forward to what they do, there are others that expected so much more out of this game, and I'm going to try to cater to both sides on this one knowing good goddamn and well that I'm gonna make people upset. And it's not like I'm doing it intentionally, it's literally just collateral damage. I initially wanted to voice my concerns on Twitter, but doing that turned out about as well as you think it does. So I decided to post it to my community tab, and oh lord, did this one receive some comments. Let me go ahead and say this. I know the game launched in the state it's currently in. The game stutters, the servers always go down, there's bugs, it's missing features. I get that. But I want to ask a question, and when I do, don't try to say, well, they should have known before, or anything like that, okay? Yes, the game isn't where you and many others need it to be. But what are you gonna do? Seriously, a lot of you have tweeted, a lot of you have even harassed employees and wished Starbreeze would go bankrupt, which is incredibly shitty. A lot of you have called them scammers, which I could show you 5 games that are actual scams, but is any of that going to put the game in a more enjoyable state or even fixed? No. A lot of you vent your concerns while also providing what is missing and what can be changed. That's fine. Keep doing that because at the end of the day, that's okay. And in some cases, it's more beneficial to do that with these developers. But now I'm going to turn my attention to those that are simply accepting the game the way it is now, right? That's not going to make the game better. Now, with my post, it did seem like I was coming off as, well, it is what it is. But in actuality, I'm not very happy with the game. I pre-ordered the standard edition and was pissed when I was only able to play 1 hour before the servers went down. Could they have done something to prevent this? Yes, they should have known or at least anticipated the massive rush they were going to have. Is it okay that the game runs the way it does? No, not really. There are so many things that we cannot be okay with. But like I said earlier, what can we do about it aside from let them know what they need to fix? I mean, hell, even creators are getting backlash because some of them aren't wanting to talk about the issues with the game. And while I think there needs to be some acknowledgement, what else can we say? Seriously, what else can we say that hasn't already been said by either you, the developers, other people on social media? We'll just be repeating the same thing. For my final thoughts, I've got a lot to say, so grab some water and a snack. We can all agree that Payday 3 launched in a disastrous state. Lots of content creators were putting out videos while the game was down, which was pissing off everyone so much more. Hell, what you're seeing on screen right now literally took me hours of just waiting and hoping that I was lucky enough to get in. It does not feel good knowing a company that you have a lot of respect and admiration for fumbles the ball, and whenever you go out of your way to say, well, all we can do is wait, you're accused of being a dick rider or saying that you're the reason why companies get away with doing this kind of stuff, and it isn't only irritating, but it's far from the fucking truth. This isn't the only game that suffered with server issues on launch, and it's not going to be the last. But hopefully other studios will see what happened with this game and reconsider how they're going to approach their launches. Now, one speculation of it being online only is because they wanted to prevent all the piracy shit that happened in Payday 2. When Payday 3 introduced De Novo, people were insanely pissed. Now that it's gone, people are still pissed. I mean, hell, the game has already been cracked, so there's not really a point to keep the game online only unless they want to continuously put in anti-piracy measures like Rockstar. And for those saying that the game is a downgrade from Payday 2, I can understand why, because there are some features that have been removed, but to say it's worse or it's a dead game, that's being dramatic. And of course, that's my opinion. You could say the core gameplay is trash, but that's also your opinion. I'm starting to realize that this is a common thing for gamers to say now. If the game starts out rough, the game's dead. If the game doesn't have features in previous games, it's trash. And I know I've said my piece before about Dead Matter, The Day Before, Modern Warfare 22, Operation Harsh Doorstop, Halo Infinite, all these other games, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about perspective. If you think the game is shit and destined to fail, there's one of 3 things you can do. Either stop playing, get a refund, or wait for it to get better. But for those that are still wanting to back these games, including Payday 3 no matter what, don't settle for less than what you paid. I don't give a damn if you paid 40, 70, 100. I don't give a damn if the game is free. If you have any money invested into it, do not settle for less. And that even goes for the people that don't have any money invested. Don't let these companies ride over your experience just because you haven't supported them monetarily. All in all, just be fucking optimistic at the end of the day. Now I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you think about Payday 3. And while you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button and steal that sub button so YouTube can show you my content free of charge. This is Sir Blackout signing off to go play Payday 3. You know, if the servers allow it to. Yeah, we'll see. Later.